Imagine a basket. Not a normal basket. A magical basket that holds hundreds of different fruits at once. Apples, oranges, bananas, grapes. All inside one basket. Now imagine you want to buy fruit. Instead of buying each fruit one by one, you just buy the whole basket. That is an ETF. ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund, a boring name for a brilliant invention. Warren Buffett, the richest investor in history, said this: "When I die, put my wife's money in one single ETF, nothing else." Today, I will explain why. An ETF is a basket of stocks. One ETF can hold 50 stocks, or 500 stocks, sometimes 3,000 stocks. When you buy one share of an ETF, you own a tiny piece of every company inside that basket. Example: the most famous ETF is called SPY. It holds the 500 biggest companies in America: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Meta, and 495 others. With one purchase, you own all of them. That is the magic of ETFs. Why would anyone buy an ETF instead of picking their own stocks? 3 reasons. Reason 1. You do not need to be a genius. Most professional stock pickers fail to beat the market, 90% of them, even the ones with Harvard degrees and billion-dollar computers. If they cannot pick winning stocks, what chance do you have? With an ETF, you stop trying to pick winners. You just buy everything. And history shows that buying everything works very well. Reason 2. You avoid disasters. When you pick individual stocks, one mistake can destroy you. Remember Enron, Blockbuster, Kodak? All were huge companies. All went to zero. With an ETF, one company can go to zero. You barely notice, because it is 1 out of 500. Reason 3. It costs almost nothing. Buying one ETF costs you $0 in fees on most brokers. Buying 50 individual stocks might cost you $500. Lower cost. Less risk. Less effort. That is a good deal. Let me show you the math. Imagine you pick 10 stocks. You do your research. You feel confident. One of them goes bankrupt. A second one loses 50%. A third one goes nowhere for 5 years. Even if your other 7 stocks do well, those 3 losses will destroy your returns. Now imagine you buy an ETF with 500 stocks. One company goes bankrupt. You lose 1/500th of your money. That is 0.2%. Almost nothing. 10 companies go bankrupt. You still have 98% of your money. ETFs protect you from your own mistakes, and from bad luck, and from disasters you could not predict. ETFs have one downside. You will never beat the market. If you pick the right stocks, you could become rich very fast. You could find the next Apple or Amazon before everyone else. With an ETF, you will never be that person. You will never get rich overnight. But here is the truth. Most people who try to beat the market end up losing money. They would be richer today if they just bought the ETF. So the choice is simple. Try to get rich fast and probably fail. Or grow steadily and probably succeed. Buffett made a $1 million bet. He bet that a simple ETF would beat a team of hedge fund experts over 10 years. He won. By a lot. Let us recap. An ETF is a basket of stocks. One purchase gives you hundreds of companies. You do not need to pick winners. You avoid disasters. It costs almost nothing. The downside: you will never beat the market. You will never get rich overnight. But you will probably succeed over time. In the next video, we will look at the 3 mistakes every beginner makes and how to avoid them. For now, remember the basket. It is the smart choice for people who have better things to do than pick stocks. That is all for today.